Your table saw is probably doing about 30% of what it's capable of doing. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 cheat codes that turns your table saw into a precision cross-cutting station, a router table, and even an edge joiner without buying all of those other expensive tools. Let's go. Before we get started, if you'd like to check out any of these upgrades and cheat codes that I show today, I'll link those in the description, the pinned comment, and my TV viewers can scan the QR code with their phone. Takes you right to my website. One thing to note is these upgrades should work for any table saw, no matter if you have a job site saw all the way up to a cabinet saw. And cheat code number 1 is probably the one that separates people who enjoy using table saws to the ones that fight with every cut. Let me show you. Cheat code number 1 is the TSO fence upgrade. This is one of the best budget upgrades you can make to your table saw. This fits a variety of saws too, so it makes it very versatile. First, it will fit the Skil 10-inch table saw. It's my favorite table saw, under $500. I think it is a great bargain for what you're getting. So you can upgrade the fence on that Skil, but it also fits the DeWalt table saws, the 8 1/4 and the 10-inch, the Milwaukee, and a couple of others. I will link to them in the description so you can go see if it fits your saw. Now, installation is dead simple. You're just going to take off these 2 end caps that come on your stock fence, and then you'll just replace those or put those into the new TSO fence. This is going to give you 2 different T-tracks to add accessories, one on top, one on the face, and this is what it unlocks. With those 2 T-tracks, you can install things like feather boards. I love the bow feather boards. They'll slide right in here. That's going to give you that vertical pressure down so it prevents kickback, but it also keeps the wood pressed firmly to the table. It's going to give you more accurate cuts, especially when you add the other feather board horizontally. You got 2 points of pressure, one pushing toward the fence, one pushing down. This makes dead accurate cuts on the table saw. You can also add things like the Jessom stock guide rollers that basically do the same thing in one motion because they have tilted wheels that push the stock toward the fence, and it prevents kickback because they only roll one way. Another thing you can do with these is you can add a sacrificial fence. So if you're using a dado stack, you can get that fence right up next to that blade. This is going to help you cut rabbits and all sorts of things with the dado stack. Cheat code number 2, factory miter gauges are typically an afterthought on a table saw, like this one. This is the DeWalt version, but even the cabinet saw that I have, the saw stock cabinet saw, come with one very similar to this. They just throw them in the box because I guess you need one with a table saw. These work okay if you're doing rough stuff, but if you're doing woodworking and you want precision cross cuts, you need a better miter gauge because these are just junk. There's a few upgrades here that I will absolutely recommend and put my outlaw stamp of approval on it. First up, there's a PowerTech miter gauge. You can get this with or without the fence. I would recommend getting it with the fence because it's going to give you some extra options that you wouldn't ordinarily have. But if you're on a budget, the PowerTech without the fence or even the Win without the fence are both really good upgrades for the price. There's 3 things that I really like about the PowerTech miter gauge. First, you can adjust this miter bar to whatever miter slot you have so you can get the wiggle out. You don't want your miter gauge wiggling in that slot. You want it to be firm or snug in there without it being too hard to push the gauge through your slot. This will allow you to adjust it to basically any 3/4 slot you have. Second, I love the gear driven or the gear idea behind the way these work because you can go to basically any degree and then push in that little gear and tighten it down and you know it's locked in. Now, I tested this both at 90 degrees and 45 degrees and I got dead accurate results both times. And number 3, the fence itself is well made. You're talking about a really good extruded aluminum fence. In other words, it's going to be nice and beefy. It's not going to bend or twist or anything like that. You have a lot of options on the face of that because of that T-track or T-slots in there. But on the top, you have a nice flip down stop block. And that's really good for making repeatable cuts. And it's one of the most useful things about having a miter gauge with a fence. And kind of cheat code 2B here is if you really want to take it to the next level from that, a crosscut sled. I recently did a full video review of the Rockler crosscut sled. If you missed that, you got to check it out. This is one of the best crosscut sleds that I've ever used, including the one that I made for myself. I love the fact that this is made out of a composite material, so it's not wood. It's not going to warp or bend or anything like that, like plywood or MDF has a tendency of doing. This is very solid, well made. The fence on this is extremely good, and I love the fact that we have a scale on here that shows us exactly where the degree is. It also has clamping capabilities for small parts. We have a very nice stop block on here with a micro adjustable dial that you can dial in the perfect cut every time. 0 clearance to your table saw and the extendable fence that gives you extra support out to the left. One of the best, by far, table saw sleds on the market today, in my opinion. If you need one, this is the one to get. Next up, the Jessom stock guides. Now, you can attach some Jessom stock guides to the fences that I talked about earlier, but if you don't want to buy that fence and you just want to attach stock guides, you can do it just like I have here. These are very, very simple to install. You're just gonna mark the center of your fence. You're just gonna put these bolts in on there, and it's gonna give you these mounting plates so you can mount or unmount, which is important, the Jessom stock guides, because you may not want them always up there. Again, the Jessom stock guides only roll one way, so they help prevent kickback, but the tilted wheels will help push the stock toward the fence and down. This is a nice little upgrade if you're in the market and you just wanna mount it permanently to your fence. Or if you have a cabinet style saw, you can build a jig or even buy their own mounting plate, and this mag locks down to your fence. It's what I've done on my saw stop. It is a very nice upgrade, especially if you're cutting a lot of plywood or larger sheet goods. It helps you manage that bigger pieces by, again, pushing all of it toward the fence and down. It's a really good upgrade, helps you get very accurate results, especially on a bunch of plywood. Cheat code number 4, every table saw comes with something like this. This is a push stick. It's plastic, and if in the wrong conditions can get very brittle. The problem with that is if it hits the blade, it could shatter and cause injuries. Now most of the times these are kind of a softer plastic, but if they're exposed to a lot of heat and cold, they can get very brittle. And I've seen online people who've gotten very injured with this hitting the blade and throwing shards back on them. It's very dangerous. I don't like it, so I don't use these. There's a few upgrades here, especially the brand new one from Bow that I really want to tell you about because this is very unique. First up, the gripper. We all know the gripper. We all love the gripper. It's a fantastic product, and I've used and loved it for years, and I still do love it. It has a lot of great features, including the foot in the middle that will move anywhere you need it so you can get out of the way of the blade but still control your stock. Also has this nice adjustable shoe, so if you are cutting thicker woods, that allows you to keep your stability. And of course, the grip on the bottom is awesome because it's the gripper. Now a few years ago, I got this, the Bow push stick. It has a foam insert which allows you to not worry about if it hits the blade because it just nips the foam. It is a replaceable foam insert as well. These work very well in a variety of applications when you don't really want to get close to the blade or hang your hand close to the blade. You can use one of these, and it takes the place of a stock push stick in my opinion because it serves the same purpose. But there are times when you need ultimate control, and I think that's what this brand new push stick from Bow gives you. First, it expands. It's going to give you a lot of options to get over the blade while also still controlling both sides of the cut, the off-cut piece and the piece you want to keep. One of the things I love about this most is the ergonomic design. The way the handle kind of leans forward is more like the old school style push sticks, like this. See, it kind of mimics that same shape or form. These are fantastic. You can make these all day long out of wood. But what this adds is a few extra features. First, very nice grippy bottom. So you want that to stick on the wood, help you push you through the cut. It also has a leg that drops down, so if you are cutting thicker woods, you can still get the balance there. And because of the way it expands and contracts, you can get it in pretty much any position you want and then lock it down with that nice knob on top. Last but certainly not least, one of my favorite features about this entire push stick that I've really enjoyed using over the last few weeks is the fact that these bottom cleats, there's 3 of them on the bottom, that will drop down. You can push them down in any combination that you need. 1, 2, 3, none, whatever you want. And what that does is basically grabs the back of your stock, much like a traditional stick that has that little gripper on the back, helps you push that stock through. What's great about this one is the fact that when you set it down, it goes back flat. When you set this one down, it does not. And it's also more slippery, and this is more grippy. So it's basically taking inspiration from the push sticks we know and love and adding all of these features that help you get better, safer, and more accurate cuts. Now here's where you can take a table saw and turn it into a multi-function machine. We're talking about doing things that a router table can do, doing things that an edge jointer can do, all with one upgrade, or cheat code. Now if you've watched this channel any time at all, you know I love the Bow extender fence. I think it's one of the better table saw upgrades that have ever been invented in the history of table saws because of the versatility that it adds to your table saw. First, it clamps to basically any fence, so you can remove it when you don't need it. But it will clamp to job site saw fences all the way up to cabinet saw fences. And what's great about this is it adds something that we need, especially on these smaller saws: in-feed and out-feed support. So if you're cutting longer boards, this is going to help you prevent those boards from falling off the back and give you support leading into the cut. They also offer vertical pressure down with their feather boards. I love Bow feather boards and have for a very long time. They just work well. The way they're designed so that the board will slide through but not push back because they lock helps prevent kickback. And they're also EVA foam, so they're not going to mar any wood, cause any damage to the wood at all. These are very well thought out upgrades for table saws. What's great about the Bow extender is it comes in 3 different sizes, but I strongly recommend the 46-inch size even on the smaller saws because it does give you that extra outfeed and infeed. And especially on a cabinet saw, because of the bigger table, you'll want that extra fence. And here's where it gets very interesting and we get that unlock cheat code. It's like the cheat code to fight Mike Tyson, 007-373-5963. I still remember that from my childhood when I played Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I never beat Mike Tyson. But this will let you beat the cut. Then that is the L fence. Now, L fences have been around for a very long time, but the way they've implemented it on their extender fence is genius. I love this thing. First, template cutting on a table saw. That's something you would usually have to do on a router table. You can take the L fence and make templates and template cut with it. It's absolutely insane. And because it's clear, you can see what you're doing, you can see where it's cutting. All you gotta do is take some double stick tape, tape your template to the stock that you wanna cut, and then use that L fence as a guide. It's basically like the bearing on a router bit or a template bit. Now you can replicate the same part over and over and over. So if I was making tapered legs, I could just use this template and make a tapered leg using the L fence. This is basically replacing a bandsaw or a router table. Speaking of bandsaws, this L fence will work on bandsaws as well. Function 2, tapering. If I was making a 4-inch to 2-inch taper, I just make my marks, set my template on there, make the cut. Cheat code number 3 for the L fence is rabbet cuts. A rabbet is just a notch along the edge of the board. A lot of people use these in picture frames or joinery. Now the L fence allows you to do this because typically you would have to have a sacrificial fence on your table saw fence to make this cut. But because of the way the L fence works, you're able to make these rabbet cuts very easily. All you do is just set your depth and then run your board through there and you've got a rabbet cut. It's very easy. Now we all know jointers are very expensive, and I've showed a variety of ways to joint boards without a jointer on this channel before. The L fence makes it dead simple. Let's talk about this live edge piece of wood that I have. I need to joint the edge of it because maybe I'm making a cutting board. I'm just trying to get these boards squared up so that I can make a panel like a tabletop or anything like that. The L fence can replace an edge jointer. For instance, all I gotta do is get a nice straight piece of plywood. This is my reference piece. I'm gonna double stick tape it to this piece of live edge and run it through. Now I've got a jointed edge on this, what was a piece of live edge, and now I can start squaring up the other side so I have 2 parallel edges. It's fantastic. Just replaced an edge jointer. What's incredible is this L fence will also work on the TSO fence for your Skil or your DeWalt or your Milwaukee and the other ones that the TSO fence works on. So if you wanted to add the L fence capability to the TSO fence, you can do that. Now this is why I call these cheat codes and not upgrades, because when you stack them together, you get the ultimate cut. You get the most precise and safest cuts possible on a table saw. Now if you look at something like the push U with the extender fence and the feather boards, you get that nice pressure down, you got ultimate control over the entire cut. Or if you combine those with the just some stock guides, again, the ultimate cut. If you'd like to unlock these cheat codes for yourself, check the links in the description in the pinned comment, and of course, scan the QR code with your phone. Grab these while you can. If you like this video, you should watch that one. Never do that with your table saw because most beginners do. Click in that box, get you the big old virtual fist bump. Seriously, the safety tips you need to know.